Hey everyone, welcome to the very first video on this Final Cut Pro tutorial. If you are new to video editing and wants to learn a basic editing workflow on a Final Cut Pro, this video is for you. In this video, we will understand Final Cut Pro step by step, from importing clips, adding music, adding text, applying transitions, and in last, exporting your final video. So let's get started. So here we inside Final Cut, and this is the first thing you will see as soon as you open it up, and this is just a default view. The first thing we are going to do is just set up a whole new video project. It's actually real straightforward, so all you have to do is just go to file and then library. So we have a library. Basically, library is essential one file that contains all of your project's files, including things like render files and all of that data. So for me, each new video project that I work on, I will create a new library file. So I am just going to put that into this folder. Here, just going to name it tutorial and just save it the location where you want the library to be stored. Just note that library file will get really big, so make sure you have enough space. So now that we have saved that library, you will see up here we have got our tutorial library created, and then we have got two items. We have got smart collections and star icon with the date. This star icon with date is basically what you want to focus on, which is an event. It's like the main folder for video project that I am working on. I might just rename it and call it a long form video. So now we have got our project set up. We have got two options here. We have either import media or we can code new projects. I took typically start by going a new project, so hit a new project. Then here you can set the format of your video. So I want it to 1080p and 25 frames per second, and default rendering as it Apple ProRes 422. That's all, and I keep all the details as it is and just hit OK. As you can see, within our event we have got a new project, and let's open up our timeline, a preview window. Now there is no point we having a project without actual video file to edit. So let's import some video file. Now there is a couple ways to import. You can go to file, import media, and this will bring up import window. For the sake of simplicity, the way I usually do it by just go to folder where I have all the footages and just drag and drop it straight into the event. There you go. You have got all your footage ready to go. Now, before you go further, one of the best thing to do is organize your project, because once you start bringing all sort of media, music, that type of thing, it get really complicated. So if you are coming from Premiere Pro, you are probably using a pins and folder, but within Final Cut, equivalent is keyword collection. Right click on your event, you can see here a new keyword collection. So we just go on new keyword collection and then we can name it whether we want. So might name it footage, and then I might also create another keyword collection called audio, and then can basically think of this as like a folder, so you can put whatever media you want into each folder. So I might go back to my event where my footage is, and I'm just going to select it all, then drag into footage section. Now they are got a blue line through them. This basically means they are in a keyword collection. So if I go to the footage folder, all my footage has now appeared in here, which is really good. Here you can create as many as keyword collection as you like. So from here, now we can literally get a piece of footage and just drag and drop into our timeline. Then if we hit a spacebar, it will start play our footage in a timeline, which brings us to part 2 of this tutorial, which is understanding your workspace. So in the top left, we got a library sidebar, and you can just think of it as kind of a like folder navigation. You can actually open up multiple libraries and drag and drop media between different libraries if you need. So that's good to keep in mind. And then just above here we have got the photos, videos and audio sidebar. Because I don't use photos or Apple Music, there is nothing in here. And then next we have got title and generator sidebar. This is where all of your titles and generators are stored. So let's just go back to the library sidebar for now. And then next that we have got the event viewer. So this basically lets you view the different section of your event. It's basically your media viewer. Next up we have our preview window, and this lets you see your video projects in real time. It will show your current resolution and frame rate of your project and time codes. So where you are up to into the project in terms of time, and you can also zoom in and out here. So if you need to zoom in a certain section, just go up here to the where it says viewer zoom, and you are got different zoom levels. So we can go to 200 if you want to move around, and there's a little section here you can just drag around so you can see different section of your video. We can just go fit, and I will snap it back to the being able to see everything. Now next to the inspector, that is one of the most important part of Final Cut. That's the inspector window. So by default you are on a color correction tab, and if you double click it you can make it to go full length. This is where all your transform settings are for particular clips. So all of this information here applies to the current clip that is selected. So if I drag in another clip, when I click on this, one of it's going to be different settings. So this is where we can do things like scale our clip. We can move the position around X and Y X. We also rotate the clip if we need. I'm just going to reset that. Here if you can also change composition effect like a blend mode, opacity. You can also crop clips if you need to. So here we have a stabilization tool. So it's very good for to stabilize the clip. Where is it jump across to the color tab? This is where all out your color correction settings. You can adjust the tint for different section of your footage. Can adjust the color temperature, tint and hue. So there is a lot of different thing you can change in here in terms of color. This next up we have got the audio setting tab. This is relatively straightforward. You got your volume here for particular clips, and then some audio effects, and anytime you can apply audio effects, they are always going to show up here. Okay, now let's move on a timeline section. Here we have to use some tools. So here we have some tools like select tool, play tool and many others. But I mostly use a shortcut key which makes editing faster. So now let's put some music here. So for music we just drag a music from here and just put it. Now if I edit a simple b-roll kind of video, I do a marks on audio by using a shortcut key M. So let's do that. I put marks on this some high bit so I get an idea where I have to cut a clips. Now bring another clip here, do a little bit adjustment here. Now take this next clip, and here we are going to use a plate tool. So pressing a B here, the plate tool we got, and just make a cut, and we want the select tool, and so press A, and now we can delete this unnecessary part by pressing delete. Okay, that's it, and let's put some another clips and adjust them. Now if we have to adjust some color on a clip, we have to go on this tab, but before I shoot this clip on a log format, so first I have to convert them into a normal rec 709. So for that there is a simple way in a Final Cut Pro. We have to select the footage, and you can see here a little I button, click on it, and here you have to choose a general, and then you can find camera alert. So from here you can find your camera alert. As I shoot on a Canon log 3, so I choose that. So here you can see a change. Now we can do all color correction and grading on a clip. So for that we have to go on this tab here. You can see a color wheels, and by click here you can get all necessary tab for colors. So here we adjust a little bit shadow part and add some saturations, and you can do whatever you likes. Okay, now if I have to put a transition, we can go to transition tab and we just select this cross dissolve and just drag and drop here. We also apply transition between two clips. Now if we have to put some title on this video, we have to go here titles and generators, and we just select this basic title and drag and drop here. Now if you double click on it, we got here some option in inspection window. From here we can edit a text, choose font and whatever you want. Okay, so we got a title now and we are moving forward our final stage, that is exporting this video. So to export this video we have to go here and just select this export file, and we got here we have to go to the settings and we can choose a format and video codec whatever you want. If you want a very high quality export, use a video and audio from mastering and use the video codecs H.264. so this will give you a .mov file which is very high quality. If you want a little bit smaller file size, you can choose a computer from publishing and again choose a video codec H.264 which give you a .mp4 file. Now click on next and select a location where you want to save a project. Just give it a name and click save. Now here you can see a exporting process. So after it completes, you can watch your exported video. That's it for this video. I hope this tutorial made your video editing little bit easier. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.